Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Seek and Destroy Collects. And I wanted to include this in our Ghost Rider show because this involves Danny Ketch. I'm so excited for this. A couple weeks ago, I had trouble tracking down the latest issue of Marvel Comics Presents. I think it was issue number 6. And I heard there was a Danny Ketch story in it, but I thought that the story was going to be set in the past. And so I was excited because I was like, oh, it's like a lost story of Danny Ketch. Well, what ended up happening is when I read it, it seemed more like present day. So we will talk about it. We're just going to wait till we get through the entire collection. And that's why we're doing a quick pause here. I got a couple votes, mainly from our friends at the Ghost Rider podcast and stuff. Again, I'm going to put a link to them down below. Check them out. They're super awesome dudes and they're big supporters of me. I'm very grateful that they are. You always get nervous when you're entering a new fandom like Ghost Rider or Venom and stuff, if other people that already make that kind of content are going to accept you. And it's great to see that everyone so far in the Venom community and the Ghost Rider community have basically been really, really nice. So it means a lot to me. So check those guys out. But we're going to put a pause on the initial concept that I had for this show. I think I'm just going to go through and just show the collections and not do any reviews. So I apologize for the one or two people that did vote for which episodes or which issues of the Ghost Rider Danny Ketch run that they wanted me to review. We will do some reviews of Danny Ketch stuff after we go through the whole collection. So I'll save those votes and we'll get to those books at that point. And then I'll talk about the Marvel Comics Presents issue at that point too. I want to kind of speed through the collection itself so you guys see just how big of a Ghost Rider fan I am before we start talking about the character in full like that. And we will definitely be reviewing every issue of this book here, Beware the Ghost Rider, which is coming out this fall from Marvel Comics. And I believe Ed Brisson is the writer of it, and this is Aaron Kuder's artwork. So I'm very excited. We got some teases a while back from Marvel saying that there was going to be an announcement coming up sometime in October. It just showed the Ghost Rider chain and it said "Beware Sinners," and we were kind of curious. All right, it's going to be a new Ghost Rider book, but who's it going to be? Is it going to be the return of Alejandra? Is it going to be focused on Johnny Blaze, who is now the King of Hell thanks to the Damnation storyline that Donny Cates wrote? Or is it going to be something else, a new Ghost Rider? Obviously, Robbie Reyes is rocking it with the Avengers right now. So we weren't sure. There were so many options. Was it going to be a new Ghost Rider? We didn't know. But now we got the official details. I'm so excited for this. After his return in the pages of Avengers, which we will also talk about coming up, Danny Ketch rides again in a big way with the new Beware the Ghost Rider ongoing scheduled to launch this October. And again, this is from Newsarama, so I'm going to put a link to this article down below so you can check it out in its entirety for yourself if you'd like. But here's how the publisher describes the first issue. Johnny Blaze ain't just the King of Hell, he's the Warden too. He's the first line of defense between the demonic hordes trying to escape the joint and the lords of the other hells making a play for his throne and all the power that comes with it, including a certain evil queen from his past. Meanwhile, Danny Ketch never wanted to be Ghost Rider. Now that his brother's in charge downstairs, Ketch must take on his duty of Earth's spirit of vengeance full time, no matter how much he'd rather be doing anything else. So I really love that. And here's the cover, the full cover here. I love that they're doing this with Danny Ketch. He does not want to be Ghost Rider. After, when he first started, he kind of was like, oh, this is neat. And then he got to fight alongside his brother, who, yes, Johnny Blaze, the original Ghost Rider, is Dan Ketch's brother. They have the same mother, but different fathers, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to get to that as we go through the collection and to talk about them more. And that's why I've always loved the show Supernatural. I've always drawn to that show because from episode 1, I thought, wow, this is great. This is like Johnny Blaze and Dan Ketch. You have Dean Winchester, who is like the grizzled older brother who's, sided with his father and fought this battle, kind of like how Johnny Blaze was in the 90s when he had like the robot arm and stuff. And he was kind of like the old grizzled type. And he was the older brother. And then you had Dan Ketch, who is like Sam Winchester, who doesn't want to be part of the life ultimately. And he wants to, have like a normal life in a way. But then once he gets caught up into it, he kind of falls into it and is like, all right, I accept this life, but he struggles with it at times. And I've always saw that comparison. And that's what always made me love the Supernatural show is as I watch it. I've been watching that show since episode 1. As you guys know, I have tattoos all over my arms that are from the show. I have all the wards and sigils and stuff, the Mark of Cain and everything. And it's because ever since I started watching that show, I thought, wow, this is so great because it reminds me of the 90s Ghost Rider run, which is one of my favorite comic book runs of the 90s, if not my favorite run. I mean, I love a lot of Wolverine stuff and a lot of Venom stuff, obviously, but as a consistent run, even though it switched writers near the end, I still love that Danny Ketch Ghost Rider run. It's so fantastic. And because of my love for it is why I love the show Supernatural. I think I would have liked Supernatural anyway, regardless, but I see so many parallels between that and the 90s Ghost Rider run that I've just made me like it even more. So this is exciting news for me, and I wanted to share it on this show because since we're focused right now on the Seek and Destroy Collects, we're talking about Ghost Rider in general. This Highway to Hell version that we're doing of Seek and Destroy Collects is all going to be about Danny Ketch. And so we're going to go through the collection, and then we're going to, after we get through that, a couple of the votes I got, we'll review those individual issues, and then I'll handpick some myself. And that way I'll catch you up on who Danny Ketch is, and we'll do all this before October, just in time for this new series to start. And we'll also go through the Marvel Comics Presents issue and some of his Avengers appearance and some of the other stuff that he's been in over the years to kind of catch you guys up so that you're ready for when this new season or this new series starts. And when it does start, I will probably just do this show once a month, and we will just review the latest issue. And if there's any news coming out, I'll throw in another episode or two in there. But for the most part, we're just going to review every issue of this book, and if there's digital codes, we'll give those out with every episode as well. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching this channel and for liking the show and for accepting me in the Ghost Rider fandom. I'm just starting out, so we got a lot of ground to cover, and we will be doing that very, very soon. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me on this show. It'll be coming back very soon, and it'll be lit, man. It'll be on fire. We'll talk about everything we can with Danny Ketch. We'll talk about Johnny Blaze stuff that I have because I have some of his books in my collection. We'll talk about Robbie Reyes. I have his stuff in my collection as well, and Alejandra and so forth. So we'll get into all the lore and everything, and we'll catch you guys up in full before this series starts in October from Ed Brisson, Marvel Comics, and Aaron Cooter. Thank you so much for watching the show. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in hell. Peace.